Welcome to the School of Wordcraft and Worldmancy. This is Feedback Frenzy.
Hello, I'm WriterGreg. Welcome to another School of Worldcraft and Worldmancy Feedback Frenzy, where you can submit your 1,500 words of fiction or world-building articles at wgc.bz/submit. We have here another article from our friend Dazzlinkat, where we are going to look at a bard of unusual sources. This is Kipess the Bard. Because that's kites with a P and lots of S. Kipess the Bard. All right. So this is another wonderful entry for the World Anvil community, but this is a different one. This is the Bardic Challenge, where you are to create a bard. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. A wonderful use of Heroes Forge. Creating the characters, posing them, and having them come out. I do like this because it really you really get a good feel of this background, and the characters are really fun to look at. And it is small enough that we know that it is Kipess the Bard. And I think I was mispronouncing Kipess. I think it was calling Kipess, but it's Kipess. Kites. With kites, not Kipe. It's not pronounced Kitus. It's Kipess. All right, so we have home in the... Oh, there will be singing in this review. All right. Okay, now... I hope my voice can handle this. Now, see, one of the best things I love about this article from Dazzlinkat and the world that we're coming in here is that a lot of this is, with the Nizlings, is written from the point of view and using the vernacular and word speech of the Nizlings, which are their Dazzlinkat's variation of the kobold, called Nizlings. Okay, so... Wait. The Heidi Nizling tribe in the Thundrank won their war against the Blackstone branch of the Hand. Oh, wait. Oh, no, wait. This is... Is it? Oh, okay. Maybe I won't read it with a voice. The Heidi Nizling tribe in the Thundrank won their war against the Blackstone branch of the Hand. In great war dances at the lair, the Nizling warriors would roast and eat the livers of their enemies. They were proclaimed eaters of the Hand. By the end of the war, one Nizling proved himself very clever at sabotaging the thieves' plans. He also proved very good at killing those foolish enough to go out at night alone. His name was Kipess, and because he had killed the most hands, he was proclaimed the Fang of Mordoon. With the war over, Kipess felt the weight of Fang of Mordoon on his wings. Unlike the rest of his tribe, he was not content in having defeated the local branch of the Hand. As a Fang, he believed it was his duty to keep hunting them. To do that, though, he needed to find them and study their tricky ways. Playing his bone whistle for coins, Nizlings call them pocket jingles, he learned that people said things around him they would never otherwise say when speaking to him. It was as though playing music made him invisible. Side note. What a wonderful observation and magic. Okay, it's a non-magical magical treat or feat where using just plain human intuition, maybe not human intuition, but just understanding how people work, you've been able to say, yeah, he discovered something, that if he's on the street corner just playing a tune, he becomes invisible. That is just such a wonderful plot hook that he runs out of ideas, he goes and plays on the street corner, because that's where I do, something like that. Or he runs out of leads. This revelation got him thinking that music was magic, and if it was magic, he must learn it better. Oh, great origin story. He began talking to other bards. Oh, most most would not bother to answer his questions or help him in any way, but some would. They told him of a place, Opal Magpie's Bardic College, that would teach him to be a true bard if he had the coins. So Kipes began to save his pocket jingles to go to college. Okay, I love this origin story. Eventually, Kipes made his way to Mirabex City, the crown city of the kingdom of Mirabex. Getting in took more than having enough jingles. He had to prove he was worthy of being taught. There, at the outdoor stage, the Opal Magpie Bardic College, there, at the outdoor stage of the Opal Magpie Bardic College, he performed his very best bone whistling before the masters. He was accepted as a student, the first ever Nistling to study as a true bard. Love that. Oh, okay. Opal Magpie Bardic College was a bluestone building Kipes considered to be very beautiful. Stonework fascinated him, as Nistlings loved to dig but rarely bothered to shape stones. Inside, it almost felt like a lair with cool stone walls and floors. It did not take him long to learn all the twists and turns, especially the places he was not allowed to be in. His favorite places were the rarely visited storerooms in the cellar. Often he would go down there in the dark to practice and study away from the brightness his fellow students needed. Okay, so let's talk about the wonderful description that you gave here. Okay, you can tell a lot about a character by what they observe. 3 people walk into a room, they will all notice different things based on their past experiences and by, Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America walk into a room. All right. And what would they notice? How would each of them describe the room? I'll let you think about that. What I like about this description here is when Kipes, you're describing the building from what Kipes would think is important. The stonework that fascinated him. And you described it as a lair with cool stones and floors, and the dark places to study away. See, I really like the strong choices you made in the description here, because this is on Kipes' page. We're learning about the the Bardic College through Kipes' point of view. See, if you had a page on the Opal Bardic College, which sounds pretty cool, which would be a cool page to create if you wished, it would have a completely different description, because you would be telling it maybe from an omniscient third-person point of view. But here on this page, I think you've made an excellent choice to describing it how Kipes would see it. He would see the stonework. He would see the coolness, the darkness, how much it reminds him of a lair. Excellent, strong choices in how you described the college. Yes, I like that. Alchemy. One of the first lessons he learned was that there was a difference between being a musician or troubadour and a true bard. Ooh, okay, I learned something today. That difference was magic. Bardic magic was the power of words, something a bard truly mastered. This meant Kipes had to learn how to read and write and to understand written directions. This last was practiced in alchemy class. Not many students excelled in this class, especially Kipes, who found the mixing of things too hoopla-like for him. Hoopla is a maker of poisons for the tribe. Excellent use of a tooltip here to let me know what it is and to build the world and understand the Nisling's language. As a hatchling, he had been tested with the delicate pourings and stirrings and failed miserably. Alchemy revealed he had not improved with growing up. Okay, love this insight with Kipes. Love learning his weakness or his failures so he doesn't become a. Okay, Mary Sue. What is the male version of a Mary Sue? I don't know. Chat, help me out. Okay, spells. Other students laughed as he hissed the words. It was not until Chet Ranal, a master's assistant, Gary Stew. Okay, Gary Stew. Thank you. It was not until Chet Ranal, a master's assistant, explained things to him that he realized what to do. It was not the precise pronunciation of the words, but the rhythm of the syllables in each word paired with the vowel sounds that made a word magical. The Heidi Nislings grew up with the rhythm of the beating of with the rhythm of the beating rocks and master drums. I don't think you need the word "the" there, because that definitive article associated with beating rocks, are beating rocks a specific thing that the rocks only meant for the beating, or is it just any random rock that they can beat together to use it? Okay, because if it's grew up with the rhythm of the beating rocks and the master drum, or is it just the rhythm of beating rocks and master drums, meaning it's just any rocks? So, not knowing, I would probably remove the word "the" before the beating rocks. He understood, and yes, I really like how you're explaining again, with like you did with the college building. Again, you're explaining here the how he's learning spells from the point of view of a Nisling, because a Nisling, a dwarf, a gnome, an elf, a human would all learn differently. This, so yeah, he understood rhythm to the very tips of his wings. With this realization, Kipes began to make progress. Soon after, he cast his first spell. Once he mastered the rhythm of word speaking, Kipes soon caught up to the other students in his class. He did this just in time to learn that, in order to graduate, every student must write their masterpiece with words. Those who do not use words in their performance were encouraged to find another student to read or sing their masterpiece words while they performed their art. It was terrible news for Kipes. Oh, again, bringing it back to Kipes. He was a bone whistler, no need for words except for magic. Chet suggested Kipes write about something from his life before college, something that was pure Nisling. Kipes struggled to find human words. It was not until he went deep into the garden and found a rock just right for Nisling to ponder on what they came to him. It was not until he went deep into the garden and found a rock just right for a Nisling to ponder on that they came to him. Okay, so the they is the words. Um, yeah, a little bit of the a little bit a longer sentence, a little bit on the confusing. A lot of the pronouns jumping around there, so I kind of got lost on that. Um, I don't know how you would chop it up, that sentence up, but it challenge. Okay, the loot. A, a terrible memory from Kipes' hatchling hood. The string boxes were troubling. Strings snagged at on my claws, broke with a loud snap to slap for my eyes. Oh, the string boxes were troubling. Strings snagged on my claws, broke with loud snap to slap for my eyes, and tangled my feet until I fell to the dirt. Having found the words, Kipes was crushed that none of his fellow students wished to perform with him. Chet told him that if he could write the music for a lute to go with the music for his bone whistle, he would perform with Kipes. This started Kipes studying the music of his most feared instrument, the lute. Bravely, Kipes tried, but once again his claws snagged on the strings. The strings broke and slashed about, barely missing his face. The master of lutes declared lutes were never to be touched by an isling, but allowed Kipes to remain in class to learn how to write lute music. Graduation. As he worked hard to improve his masterpiece, Kipes attended classes for other instruments where he asked to study as a composer rather than a performer. Okay. And so he learned about harps, accordions, organ grinders, and drums. He studied hard and eventually he had his masterpiece. Chet would come to the cellars to practice with Kipes late in the night until it was time for the graduation concert. Theirs was a graduation performance that had people tapping their toes as they were astounded by the words. At the end of the concert, the masters announced those who had graduated. Kipes was one of them. Okay. Well, we're going to keep going. We're having fun with this. After college, Kipes traveled all about the kingdom playing his bone whistle for pocket jingles. When he happened upon other bards, especially those who sang, he often asked them to sing his song. Home in the Swamp. After a few drinks, most of the bards would agree. It was a nice, catchy tune. Folks laughed at the words. In the more rustic parts of the kingdom, it had become a crowd favorite. On the nights he did not perform, Kipes was very busy looking for the hand and trying to figure out their secrets and big plans. With his learned magic, he became a little ghost who sabotaged things when he could and murdered a hand out alone when he could not. He made sure to take their lives and eat them over a fire while he dried a strip into hardened jerky so he could take it back to Heidi. Take their livers. Yeah. Back in the Heidi, his exploits against the hand were celebrated with the beating of rocks, drums, and dances. Home in the Swamp was howled during every celebration, whether Kipes was there or not. Harmony was not important to the Nizzlings, but howling the words together was. During his home visit, their atrocious singing did not bother Kipes, as his tribe understood the words far more than any other. He would make bone whistles and teach any willing hatchling to play. Though he loved his time at home, Kipes could never stay. He was the Fang of Mordoon, with the power of music and an enemy that he had to hunt. Okay. This last sentence here. with the power of music and an enemy to hunt. Think about, because when we're dealing with Kipess here and we're thinking about poetry, sometimes you can give your words that rhythm. You get into a rhythm with reading, you get into the rhythm. And see, this is, I think, a more impactful sentence that could really deliver a punch, because he was the fang of Mordoun with the power of music and an enemy to hunt. Because here, power of music, enemy to hunt. See, it doesn't rhyme, but you get a good rhythm in here. And the that he had breaks the rhythm, makes it passive. But I mean, because you could really see that this sentence could really describe his mission. Just this sentence itself. If you knew nothing else about Kipess, you could know that Kipess was the fang of the Mordoun with the power of music and an enemy to hunt. That kind of, movie trailer voice. You really almost like spoken poetry, almost. But anyway, I belabor the point. But yeah, Tanqueray. Over the years, Kipess had found his way to many places beyond the kingdom of Mirabex. One such place was Tanqueray, a town in the middle of the sea where pirates could relax and sell their booty without any worries of being found out. Kipess can often be found in Tanqueray, where he watches and listens for any word on hand dealings while he waits. He often leads ragtag bands of musical sailors in merry jigs. Pirates can often be found singing Home in the Swamp aboard their ships, and most will raise a bottle of rum in his honor. Here's the link, James. Okay. Now, World Anvil is going to be starting soon, but I promised, much to my throat's chagrin, that I'm going to sing. Did we? Oh yeah, so here is what Midjourney did with the Kipess image. Very nice. Yeah. Okay. This is a long song. If I was Catholic, I'd cross myself. Oh, give me a swamp where the meats likes to chomp, where the squeeze finds and poison frogs play, where no one can helps when you scream and you yelps, 'cause they're busy running away. Home, home on the swamp, where the meats will eat you, so don't play. Snooze if you will, the meat finds you and kill, and your scales won't save you, no way. Where the snakes grow so big, tasty and where the snakes grow so big, tasty and yummy, I will squeeze you so painfully tight. I miss the moonlight romps of dodging the chomps as we hunt and hiss through the night. Home, home in the swamp, where the meat eats you, so don't play. Snooze if you will, the meat finds you and kills, and your scales won't save you, no way. Every nestling owns some ruined knuckled bones, and we snarl to play for jingles to wins. Moon dew rolls rune stones, and will tell you your fate with moans. Now this nestling proudly learned to sing. Oh, home in the swamps, where the meats will eat you, so don't play. Snooze if you will, the meats finds you and kills, and your scales won't save you no way. For you, Dazzlinkat. Oh, help me. With that, thank you so much for joining me here on a feedback frenzy. And Dazzlinkat, if you want to clip that or have a highlight of that, I'm going to make it a special highlight of that. Okay, singing highlight, where it's just that. I want to do that. Okay, so Greg singing this song is going to be a special highlight that I'll have out there, as long as this entire critique, this feedback frenzy, and if you would like your song, no, not your song. If you would like to have your song absolutely butchered, please submit it to wgc.bz/submit, where you can submit your 1,500 words of fiction or world building articles to enjoy. So thank you so much. And until next time, keep on writing.
Thanks for watching this feedback frenzy. Be sure to show your support by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and clicking the notification bell. WriterGreg offers coaching sessions to help bring your world to life, create compelling stories, and accomplish your creative goals. Please visit wgc.bz/coaching for more details.